Spain's capital, Madrid, was the setting for the latest round of qualifying for next year's Women's Rugby World Cup in France. 6 teams were involved, playing 3 matches over the course of a week, by the end of which the top 2 would be joining the 8 teams who've qualified already. Scotland had endured a mixed Six Nations, but were keen to maintain their record of having appeared at the previous 4 World Cups.
There's no excuse culture here, without a shadow of a doubt, but you've got to accept the fact that we've still got players that are learning. They're learning their trade and they're learning how to be good 12s, good 13s, new fullbacks and things like that. And that's going to take time. Beauty of coming here has been the opportunity to play opposition we don't normally have to play against. We always knew there was going to be a tough middle game because 2 Six Nations sides playing each other at the back end of a really hard competitive Six Nations. It's just giving the players another opportunity and another environment, and particularly a tournament that goes on beyond just weekends where Six Nations function on, the opportunity to learn for that experience.
Before the final round of matches, all the teams helped out at a local legacy initiative in the city. 200 youngsters were invited along to take part in an afternoon of activities.
It's very important for us that we show young people that there's a pathway for them in the game, and we support the unions in putting that pathway in place, and then we use high-level, high-profile tournaments to really promote participation, encourage girls to come along, like they're here playing alongside their national team stars, and one day they can think, maybe I could represent my country at a European tournament or maybe even in the Women's World Cup.
One of rugby's unmistakable figures is Peter Fatialofa. He was coaching the Samoan team, who haven't played international rugby for over 3 years.
Well, we had opportunity to participate in this IRB tournament qualifier, and we saw it as an opportunity for promoting Samoan rugby, women's rugby, not only at the moment but for the future. I think after the test against Italy, they knew that they had to change something, and there's been a big difference in the last 4 or 5 days, and it's really something that took us about, I don't know, 1 or 2 years from the Māori Samoa. It's really taken this little group only 3 or 4 days, knowing that it's very important that if they don't change, you know, coming this far, it'll be a waste of time.
Spain surprisingly missed out on qualification 3 years ago, but their captain was a member of the Spanish side that reached the finals in 2006.
Taking part in the World Cup at that time was like a dream come true. The reason why I left Colombia to come and play here in Spain was to get the chance to play at a higher level. And once I got here, I saw that I could represent the national team. As soon as the chance to play in a World Cup came up, that was the most amazing experience for me.
Since emigrating from Colombia, Ana Maria has witnessed many of the highs and lows of women's rugby in Spain.
Over the years, there has been an increase in playing numbers, but that has to be placed into context because not that long ago, women's rugby here had reached rock bottom. We were at a stage where the number of players was quite low, and women's rugby was lacking the support. But during the past year, I've witnessed an increase in the playing numbers at university level, and with the new union set up, there's been a great increase in support, both financial and logistical.
In the final round of matches, Scotland took on Sweden, knowing that even a convincing win and a bonus point might not be enough for them to qualify. But they achieved their aim with a 63 points to 8 victory, but then had an anxious wait ahead of them.
The only thing we could focus on today was putting a performance together for ourselves, and I think we've done that. I think we've shown the difference between, you know, we are up with the top teams in terms of where the competition is in this FIRA tournament. But unfortunately, we're just going to have to sit and wait it out for the next 2 games really and see what the scorelines say.
Like Scotland, Samoa's fate lay out of their hands. Against the Netherlands, they secured maximum points. For a team with so few opportunities to play together, their performance was a credit to their country. The identity of the two sides who'd go through was still unknown by the time Spain and Italy took to the pitch for the day's final match. A win or draw would be enough for Italy, but this was a much-changed Spanish side to the one that had lost heavily to them in December, and 2 early intercept tries set Spain on their way. They added a third before half-time, and when they secured a bonus point, courtesy of a penalty try in the second half, Spain's success was complete. It also ensured Samoa would be joining them in France 2014.
It's going to help because each time something gets shown internationally, it becomes more and more attractive to the public. Perhaps it has to do with the fact that there is more media coverage, such as yours. That all helps in getting more girls exposed to the game, and the more girls are exposed to the game, especially young girls, the more opportunities and teams we will have in the future.
This will reach out to all the rugby clubs, the leagues and the union. This is the result of the work and efforts of a group that's been supported by their different clubs and coaches, as well as the work and input from the Spanish Union to enhance and strengthen women's rugby. That's been shown here today, and that will certainly be the case next year too. And we will have to maintain this level for the next generation of players to come.